Hello everybody and welcome back to the Danish Woodsman. It's time to finally do a video which is long overdue, and that is one that I have been teasing for a very long time because it is my first initial overview of the Bark River Kephart. I am very sorry that the review you have been waiting for it for such a long time, but when I get a knife, and certainly a new knife, which for me at least is out of the norm, I wanted to make sure I really got some user time in with it so I could provide you with some more in-depth thoughts. And furthermore, I'm also very sorry that the videos on the channel has been kind of slow lately, but I just have had my hands so full with a lot of other stuff, but I finally got that out of the way, and I'll be picking up the pace very soon and get back to the normal schedule. But if you are excited to finally see my thoughts or hear my thoughts on the Bark River Kephart, be sure to stick around. Okay guys, before we jump into the actual review, I would like to give you the quick specs of the blade in order to give you guys an idea of its dimensions, and then I would like to give you a quick, ultra short history lesson about this blade, because as it is with this blade, it's hard to ignore its story. But let's start with the specs. It has overall length from tip to bottom of 22.8 centimeters. It has a blade length of 10.7 centimeters and a slightly shorter cutting edge of what is it? I can't remember on the top of my head. It is, that is 10.4 centimeters, so just a slightly shorter cutting edge due to this notch in the blade. It has a blade thickness of only 2.3 millimeters, so very thin and slicey. It is made from 3V steel, as you can see here, with a hardness of 58 to 60. The blade style is, it actually says drop point when you look it up online, but I would say spear point actually. Maybe that's just me, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And we have a handle thickness of 1.7 centimeters, so a nice, actually quite thin handle, but we'll get more into that later. And the thinness and slim profile of the blade brings the total weight to a whopping 127 grams, which is very light. Now, that was the specs. Now let's quickly talk about the history, because it's hard to avoid when you're taking a look at this blade. This is, as I said, the Kephart, and the Kephart bears its name from Horace Kephart, which is now known as one of the fathers for the American bushcraft. And the history goes as so. In the late 18th centuries, start 19th centuries, Horace Kephart, the guy who designed this knife back then, lived in one of USA's or America's many states, I don't remember which, and this was just around the time of the urbanizing and the industrializing, where a lot of people moved from land to city, and mass production of every product were made possible by technological advanced. And Horace worked as a librarian at a library, and he didn't like this. He became stressed from living in the city and decided to move away. He moved into nature and lived there. He moved into the mountains and lived there for the rest of his days alive. And during his time in the mountain, he did a lot of writing about how to survive or how to get by in nature, and he designed the blade that he thought would be the ultimate versatile blade to have with you in the wilderness. And this is the modern reincarnation of that. I'll throw in a picture of the original blade on the screen here, and as you can see, it is indeed a Kephart, and this is Bark River's modern interpretation of the original Kephart from Horace Kephart, and that is what we're going to take a look at today. So we're going to do it the way we always do here on the channel. We're going to start with the sheath, then the blade, and then I'll give you my overall thoughts. So let's jump right into the sheath. So guys, let's get started with the sheath. So for now, let's remove the blade. So this is the sheath that comes with the knife out of the box. It is a classic Bark River leather sheath. You can see the stamp right there. This is the type of sheath that comes with most of the bushcraft knives. So this really simple pouch style sheath with a fire steel loop attached. As it can be expected from Bark River, the quality is very good. The feel of the leather is super cool. It's not too thin. It's a nice thick piece of leather with a nice sturdy sewing. The features of the sheath, as I said, is it has a fire steel loop on the side. It has a drainage hole in the bottom, and it has belt attachment on the back. I have attached a what you call class drum dangler number 10, or I actually believe it's number 3 here, to it. The sheath is super simple, and as it is the case with all Bark River sheaths, I mentioned this in every Bark River video because maybe some of you guys who watched this video haven't watched my other videos. But when you get the sheath, it is most likely not gonna fit the knife, or at least it's gonna be very, very tight to put the knife in, but you just have to kind of work it in nice and slowly without damaging the sheath. And when you have put the knife in, you just let it sit overnight, and it will form after the blade. You can see here mine has definitely formed after the handle right here, after have been using it for some time, but it is not getting loose and it's still holding in the knife nice and secure. I will put in a shot here where you can see that there is absolutely no rattle in the sheath, and then I'll discuss the ups and downs of this sheath with you. So let's take a look at how snug the blade sits in the sheath. So, what do I think about this sheath? It is good, is it good, is it bad, is it whatever? Okay, overall I'm very happy with the sheath. As I said, good quality, good belt attachment, I would say. The reason why I have attached the dangler is because it rides pretty high on the hip, obviously, as it is the case with many sheaths. This ride really, really high, and with it, and therefore I have chosen to attach this dangler to just drop it a couple of centimeters down, and carry dangler style and allow it to move around a lot more. With this knife, I actually like to carry it on the front of my pants, so it just makes really good sense for it to have a lot of movability. The fire steel loop, I have to say, some people actually choose to cut them off because they don't want to use them, and it slims down the profile of the sheath. And you can definitely do that if you know you won't be using it. Just cut it off. It won't affect the structural integrity of the sheath. It is quite small. I actually don't know how large of a fire steel you'll be able to fit through there, but I know if I had to bring a fire steel into the field, I would definitely like to bring a bigger one than what fits on here. What I really, really enjoy though about the sheath is the ease of access to the knife when you have this pouch style sheath. As I said, as you have seen, the knife sits nice and secure, but there's no retention straps. It's just super easy to pull the knife in and out every time you need to do a job. You don't have to put it in, snap a retention strap or Velcro or anything. You just put the knife in, you're done. Easy access, easy money, easy game. So I really, really like that aspect of the knife, and maybe some of you will also appreciate the traditional style of this sheath. So overall, I'm very happy with the sheath. Now let's jump into the blade. So guys, it's finally time to take a look at the knife. And as we usually do, we're gonna start with the handle, which for me is definitely one of the absolute highlights of this blade. As you can see, mine is black canvas micarta, which is becoming sort of the standard for me apparently. As it is a Bark River, it will come in many different handle configurations, all from D10 to wood to C-Tech to other synthetics and natural styles of handle. You know the drill. I got black canvas micarta because I'm gonna beat the shit out of this blade, and canvas micarta is definitely gonna hold up to that. As you can see, the handle features a small lanyard hole, nothing really big, but yeah, it is there if you like to attach a lanyard to a blade. And as you know, when I review a Bark River, I'm often complaining about the handle thickness, or the handles they are really comfortable. I usually just wish they were a tiny bit thicker, but for me, I don't know, for some reason, this is the thinnest knife I own by far, or not by far, but at least the thinnest Bark River I know by far. And for me, the handle, the comfort, and the ergonomics is just pure pornography. It is so comfortable, I cannot describe it. It's just, and it's strange, right? Because Bark River usually do these Coke bottle style handles, but this is just a square block of a handle. There's no contour nowhere. It's just square. But believe me when I say it's so comfortable in the hand. It fits nicely, and it doesn't only fit nicely like this. It fits nicely in all sorts of grips. I'll throw in some video here where you can see the different styles of grips you can hold this in and still be comfortable. So as you can see, there's you can hold this knife in any position and it will still be comfortable. But let's talk more concrete about the handle. So as I said, you have a blocky style, a rectangular style of a handle here, but with a nice rounded off bottom here. So there isn't any sharp edges at all. It's just nice and rounded. And up top here we have this, which acts like a self guard when it guards your index finger here, so the knife won't slide no matter what you do. I'm just so happy with this handle. It's hard to describe. I don't know if you can see it, and obviously this handle is easily big enough for a full 4-finger grip. I have large hands, and I could fit 2 more fingers down here. Even though it's not the biggest knife in the world, the handle is very large, and I believe people with all sizes of hands can definitely use this without having any hotspots. And as I said, I have no hotspots whatsoever. I could sit around doing bushcraft or food prep or whatever I need to do with this all day, every day, and I won't have a single blister or hotspot on my hand. It's just so comfortable. It's hard to explain. I don't know if you can see how my finger just falls right, and it just fits so well into the pommel. It's remarkable. And as I said, it kind of shocked me first when I got it, because when you look at the handle, it's just this square surface, which is actually quite thin due to the thinness of the stock. It's obviously, as with all Bark Rivers almost, it's a full tank construction. And it fits my hand so very, very well, and I'm really shocked to say that this is by far my most comfortable knife I have, and of all my Bark Rivers and all other models, this is my favorite. If I had to choose one to sit and do work with for a very long time, it would definitely be this, based on the handle. So I'm super, super happy with the handle, even though it's just this square, this blocky square. It just has some magic to it, and it just fit my hand so very well. That was the handle. Let's jump into the blade. So let's talk about the blade, and let's first start by taking a look at the engravings on the blade, because some people like to see that. As you can see here, it says Bark River Knives. It's Canada, Michigan, USA, and the steel used is CPM 3V. And on the other side we actually have something which I don't have on any of my other knives, and that is this. Besides the patina, which I also have on my other knives, you can see the bluish patina who started here because I used the shit out of it. We have this, which is the compass, or that's pointing towards north, and some people don't know this, but this is the mark that Bark River put on the bushcraft series of knives. So a lot of the bushcraft series will bear this mark. So yeah, now if you see a knife with this, you know it's probably a bushcraft genred knife, and that actually kind of indicate the purpose of this, but that's not what we're going to discuss now. We're going to discuss the blade, and I have a couple of points here I would like to make. As I said, this, first of all, it says drop point, but I believe this is a spear point, if you ask me at least, and in my opinion, just for looks, for me it really, really does it. It makes it look so super sexy, just fast and speary and pointy. I mean, I just like it a lot. I really enjoyed this spear point style of blade, which also have a lot of versatile use. Some people will point out, have I damaged my tip? Have I not? And I honestly have to say, I bumped it on something when I was out here the other day, and I can't tell myself if I have damaged it or not. Maybe you guys can help me out in the comments. Do you think, does this tip look bended to you? Does it? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, but anyway, it doesn't bother me because it's gonna get used anyway. And the reason why this is a spear point is obviously because the original Kephart from Hoyle's Kephart was a spear point. And the reason why he made his knife a spear point is because he thought it was the most versatile point that the blade could have. And it certainly does have a lot of use. I'm for drilling and such, but I'm not big on drilling, at least not with this knife, I guess. But if you were to do some drilling related to bushcraft tasks, the spear point would definitely help. But what separates this blade from most other blades on the market in this bushcrafty is wilderness general purpose use knife is definitely the thickness, because as you can see, it is very, very thin with only a stock of 2.3 millimeters. And I have to say, this is ridiculously sharp. It is so slicey and so sharp, and that is all due, or not all, but a lot of it has to do with the very thin stock this blade has. It's just the absolute superb slicer for all, and it's not just for slicing wood, or it's for slicing everything. Food, wood, paper, plastic, whatever you need to cut, this will definitely cut it. And a big selling point, and why I actually chose to bought it, was because I wanted to try out a thinner blade, and I have to say I'm so hooked. This is a amazing slicer, and I'll throw in here some video of me doing some different tasks with it. You can see some feather sticks, some notching, and some food prep, because believe me, this knife excels in all of them. So let's see that. So there you just saw it. This knife can definitely cut all sorts of stuff. And as you can see, I have a slight patina going here on one side, and I'm sure it will be picking up more along the way when using it. But overall, the blade super nice, super thin and slicey. Could you baton with this knife? Yeah. Would you? I don't know. I have other knives or other gear I would like to do that. I save this for what it is good for, and that is definitely cutting tasks. So if you wanted to baton with this, you definitely could, because yeah, as you can see, 3V steel, it's not gonna break on you. But I have other knives for that purpose. But very, very happy with the blade. Super versatile. The spear points makes it a good versatile blade for all sorts of tasks. And yeah, I think it's time to give you guys my final thoughts on this blade. So guys, what is my final thoughts? Well, you probably guessed it, because I say it every time I do a Bark River review. I absolutely love it. And it's kind of stupid, because I'm an independent person. I'm not a gear reviewer as Prepare Mind 101 or Gideon's Tactical or whatever. I am not sponsored by anybody. I'm not paid or sent any products. So all the products you see here off my channel, I'm buying out of my own money. I'm spending. I'm a student. I don't have a lot of money, but I like to spend it on what I love. And I really take my time to pick out pieces of equipment that I really feel like I would have a I really would enjoy, and I have a use for, and really will get used and loved as it deserves. And I does not only buy knives, but that is primarily what you have seen. So on a side note, if you would like to see reviews or overviews of some other stuff, definitely let me know in the comments. But back to the point here is that I absolutely love it, and if I didn't think I would like it or love it, I obviously hadn't bought it with my own money. But you need to believe me when I say this is a superb knife, and it excels in just so many ways. As I said, the handle for me is definitely the highlight of this one. It's just pornography level of comfortness here. I cannot find a hot spot, as you can see. As you have seen, it's comfortable in every sorts of grip, sideways, front, back, whatever. It's just comfortable all around, and it just satisfies me so much that I have finally found a Bark River that really fulfills my dream about the most comfortable handle. And the blade itself, with its thin stock, its nice convex grind and spear points, makes it super versatile for all sorts of tasks. I have been carrying this a lot when I need a break from the 1.5 LT to Bravo 1.5 LT and need to carry something even lighter with a lot of capability. It's definitely this one every single day, all week. And it's just this package, in my opinion, if you're looking for a versatile, light, easy to carry blade that can do everything from food prep to bushcraft task, even light batoning if you wanted to, because of the super tough 3V steel. You should definitely take the Kephart out. That you don't need to buy this for the historical perspective, but you need to buy this for its capability in the field and for how practical of a blade it is. This isn't the most popular model. It isn't the most unpopular model either. It's not forgotten, but it's not praised either as some of the other Bark River models. In my opinion, as I said, it's not underrated. It is an appreciated model. A lot of people appreciate the Kephart style, but I really think this deserves much more love. And as I said, if you guys in any sort of way are considering buying this blade, I will almost guarantee you that you would not regret if you did. And as I said, the whole package it comes in is just super nice. With the sheath here, I don't feel a need to upgrade the sheath at all. I haven't felt that this sheath compromised my desire to carry this blade in any way, because it's just, as I said, it's easy to carry this in this sheath, and for me the highlight is that it's easy to get in and out of the sheath as well. So there you have it. I really like the Bark River Kephart. I enjoy all aspects of it. Actually, I enjoy this blade so much that I have considered to order a second one with a nice wood handle and brass hardware. The hardware being these pins, you can get them in brass, so they are this nice bronze sort of color, just because I enjoy this blade so much, and maybe would like to get one with a more traditional look to it, just because, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna sit down and do the batoning with this. So maybe it would be nice with a second one to a wood handle, and then I will be able to give this away to some of you guys, or somebody really special to me. But that has been my thoughts on the Bark River Kephart. If you want to know more or have any questions whatsoever, be sure to leave them in the comments down below. People who have commented on my videos will have experienced that I reply to every single comment. And if you enjoyed the review, maybe drop a like, maybe drop a subscribe if you're interested in my thought on the Bravo Taupe Recon from Bark River. There's also coming a review of that very soon. But that has been it for me for now. I think it's time for me to head out in the woods, enjoy the weather, and I'll hope to see you guys out there. Peace out.